Hello everyone, I'm just gonna wait a little bit for the notification from YouTube to say that we're live. So thank you for waiting. Let's go YouTube. Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Haley, I am an aspiring YA author, and today I'm back with another workshop as part of the Authortube virtual retreat, where I'm going to be talking about queering your writing, aka adding in queer rep to your stories, no matter who you are. Because I think we all agree that representation matters and that we need to, as a whole, authors need to do better with adding in representation from a variety of sources, and the one that I feel like I can speak on today is queer rep. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. Now, just want to put this out there that I am not an expert and I'm only one queer person, so I am not the end-all be-all on any of this. And if anyone wants to chime in, anyone who's queer in the comments wants to chime in at all, I would really appreciate it if you see any place that I'm lacking or that you have questions about. So yeah, everybody, let me know. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and start. See that Devin is here. Hi, Devin. How are you? Sherry is back from earlier. Hi, Sherry. And Sarah. Hey, Sarah. How are you? Let me know how everybody's doing this evening. Have you all eaten something? Have you all had some water? Have you all, how have you taken care of yourself today? I took a walk earlier, and I also had some vitamin water. So yeah, that's how I'm doing. Let me know. So I do have another PowerPoint today, and I'm excited to show it off. So why don't we get right into it? First, I'm just gonna I'm going to put on my forest tree so that I don't look at my phone while I'm doing this. Hey, but if anybody wants to tag me on Instagram or anything for this workshop or subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it. Yeah. All right. So now that that's out of the way, let me bring up the PowerPoint. All right. And everybody, again, just let me know if you can see it, because since it's full screen for me, I can't actually see your lovely faces or your lovely comments, so I'm probably going to check in on them halfway through. So yeah, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. If you have any comments, please put them also in the comments. All right, so queering your writing, including queer rep in your stories. So first of all, like I said before, disclaimer, I am only one queer person, and lots of different queer writers can and will and probably should have many different pieces of advice. Please listen to as many queer people and queer writers as you can to get a full scope of what to do, what not to do, etc. in your writing. Don't just listen to me. I'm not the expert. I'm only one person. Yeah. I am not the end-all be-all for writing queer characters' advice. Listen to other people. Kind of repeated myself a lot in here, didn't I? And a lot of this info is aimed at non-queer writers writing queer characters, but could definitely be helpful to so many authors. And this PowerPoint is by no means an exhaustive list of writing queer identities or even of all the identities out there. I'm just covering the basics of what you need to know when writing. Like I said, the basics. So, what do I mean by queer characters? Well, let me tell you. So, queer is most often used as the umbrella term for LGBTQIA plus identities. Sexuality exists on a widely varying spectrum and is not the same for all people. So, what I mean by that is that I'm not going to list all the identities because it probably won't be the same for a lot of people out there. Probably it can't be the same for a lot of people out there based on their experiences, based on their own, you know, life and, yeah, experiences. But basically, the umbrella covers any identities outside of cisgender heteronormativity. And cisgender typically equals people whose gender identity matches their assigned sex at birth. So if you were assigned female at birth and you still identify as a female, then congrats, you're cisgender. I'm cisgender. I was assigned a female at birth and I identify as female. So, the terms/narrative for queer folk is changing constantly. So, please do your research. Like I said before, this is not meant to be an exhaustive list of all the queer identities out there and you have to include every single one. No. I mean, that would be really, really great, but like, I don't have all the information. I don't have all the answers. Please do your research besides this presentation. Thank you. Also, let me know if I'm going too fast because I felt like I was going too fast this morning. So yeah, just let me know. Just let me know. All right. So what should you do when writing queer characters? Well, you should include queer characters in your stories. Include them. Include them. Include them. Include them in your stories. Include them. Yes. Please, please include queer characters in your stories. Now, this is for anyone writing whatever fantasy, sci fi, YA, adult, new adult, all the genres that you can possibly think of, include queer characters in your stories, please. Oh, and I have really cool, like, cute pictures of the galaxy and stuff. I thought they fit really well. So, but you ask, what if I'm a non-queer author? Well, congrats. You can still write queer characters. So, generally, the rule of thumb for non-queer authors that I like to follow is that you can write about queer characters and you can include them in your story, etc. But do not write about being queer if you lack the experience/knowledge/ if you did not grow up queer or if you did not, if you're not that identity. Same with a lot of diversity rules out there. Definitely include as many different people as you possibly can in your stories, but don't write about their experiences if you don't know anything about them. Now, this can be really, really done with amazing, outstanding research, but still, even then, like we're going to talk later on, probably get a sensitivity reader for those. Oh. So I guess I tried to animate the slides, but I only animated the text. So this presentation might be some of me like pausing and trying to figure out when the things are gonna pop up. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so if you only have one queer character, do not kill them off. Please, I'm begging you. This is called Oh, okay. Actually, so killing your sole queer character perpetuates many, 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 many harmful stereotypes in media. The term for this is bury your gays, which came about literally because queer stories could not be told if it had a happy ending. This was literally a law, everybody. It was called the Hays Code. Look it up if you want to learn more about this outdated practice. But yeah, I think we can leave that practice in the past where it belongs. If you're the type of author like I am to like want to torture and kill characters, I want to ask I want to ask you something. Does your story benefit? And yeah, does your story benefit by killing off the queer character as opposed to the straight character? Let me know. Oh, oh no, hold on. I wanted to make another point with that. So yeah, if you like killing characters, which I'm sure that we all do, gotta up that angst, right? Everybody, just see if you can kill like the one character who's never been killed in a lot of media. And I think this is especially important for the side characters who are essential to your main character's growth. I'm not going to say don't include characters who are not essential to your main character's growth, because at a certain point when you're writing a story, all your characters are there to serve a purpose, right? They're all there to support the story in some way. They're all there to just support the main character in some way. But that only has to be one part of their personality, one part of who they are. And I think we all should note that like the practice of killing off characters just to further your main character's growth, especially killing off women, especially killing off queer characters, is really, really harmful, because then it tells the queer characters that, or well, no, the queer people. I mean, maybe we're all characters in someone's book, but that's like a topic for another presentation. Yeah. But it really tells us that like we exist only to further the main character's goal, that we only exist no, that we exist only to like die to further the main character, which really, really sucks. Gotta say. Yeah. So like the show that I've been watching this week has been Flash. God, I knew I would like incorporate this somehow, um, but I've been watching this show, and I've been noticing that the villains and that the supporting characters are definitely queer coded, which is a whole nother thing that we can talk about later on. But the show has a practice of killing off the queer characters in order to further the main characters, in this case, Barry's daughter's benefit. Like they exist there to show that the main character has like friends, and that that they're like there to be best friends and everything. And then suddenly an attack happens and that character dies, and then the main character is shown that their life mattered so much, so I'm going to become the hero instead of them, to honor them and their life lost. Sound familiar? Because it is. It is so familiar. It is literally in every single show. And there was this Doctor Who episode last year where I walked in. No, I watched it. These two characters walked in and they were husbands in the show. It was made clear very, very early on. So then I was kind of watching the episode being like, in anticipation of which one of them would die, because unfortunately that's what we're raised to look for. That's what we're expecting now. So I would say don't do the expected. Like kill off somebody else. Kill off, I don't know. Kill off anybody except for the queer character. Please. Okay. So, if you only have one queer character, it is highly unusual for there to only be one queer person in real life. Your queer character should probably surround themselves with other queer people. Like me, I'm not going to say I have lots of friends because that sounds very, very self serving, but like 99, 95% of the friends that I have are other gays, are other queer people. And that's more natural than being like the single queer person, God, single queer person in a whole group of straight people, right? Oh no, my phone is going off. I'm gonna turn it upside down. Okay. Yeah. So it's just really, really unusual, and I'm not saying to like make a whole nother group of characters to include in your book, although you totally could if you wanted to. Um, but just like, take one of your straight characters and be like, hey, what if this character was queer? What could I do How could that inform them? How could that inform their choices? How could that inform them who no, how could that inform their character? So, on to the other issue. These are some really, really good questions to ask yourself when writing queer characters. Does your character just happen to be queer? Queerness is not a body trait like hair color, okay? It's like a specific part of someone's identity. It's someone's identity. It's someone's identity, and it shouldn't just be slapped onto characters willy-nilly without considering how that's going to affect how that's going to affect who they are as characters, how that might affect the plot. So earlier today, I did a outlining live stream where I talked about how plot and character should be intertwined together. They should be woven together, and your character's identity should be woven together into who they are, just the same. So downplaying someone's queerness is not as supportive as you'd think. And the sentiment "we're all human" erases people's important parts of their identity. So what I'm saying here is that definitely go out and make all of your characters queer, whatever, but you got to think about how that informs the story, how that informs who they are. But as with all your characters, develop and flesh them out. Don't just give us cardboard cutouts. Please don't. You can do better. We all can do better. Create your queer characters just like any other character. But if you're focusing on their sexuality as their motivation slash conflict slash goal, unless you are a queer writer, you're probably doing it wrong, because like sexuality is not what motivates me in like 75% of my life. Like I have a job. Well, I'm looking for jobs and I'm doing Authortube and everything. But yeah, if that makes sense. Um, but you really want to like work their identity into who they are specifically. Like I said before, just don't slap it on. Don't slap it on. Just give them other motivations, give them other conflicts, give them other goals that, yes, contribute to who they are as a queer person, but don't focus on their sexuality. Because I think we've all seen a lot of TV and read a lot of books where characters are just thrown in and someone says they're gay, which is great. But how does that contribute to who they are? I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot, but so, yes, you can absolutely write coming out narratives. Just make sure their entire personality isn't just being queer. Their identity informs who they are. It isn't just their one-dimensional aspect. Oh, oh. Okay, so I guess that came in backwards. That's so sad. Okay, so here's some other bullet points. Don't rely on stereotypes and preconceived perceptions to write your characters. I think this is a given. But the second one may not be as obvious to a lot of people. Don't just add hate crimes just because you're adding queer characters. Please don't. Like, don't make a point of having your main character save your queer person from like a hate crime or a hate statement or microaggressions, anything. Ask yourself, why do I feel the need to have this balance? If you're trying to balance out your queer character with a hate crime, don't. Ask yourself, how are your own possible misconceptions influencing your writers? And if you do have to torture your characters, because yes, I know we're writers, it's what we do, totally support that. Don't just fall back on microaggressions and harmful language to do so. Like we want queer people to be represented, but we also want queer people not to like have every aspect of hate crimes and like trauma from everyday life to be right there on the page either. If it is a huge part of your story and you're a queer author with preferably like writing from your own experience, and by the way, I'm not here to like gatekeep at all. Not here to gatekeep at all about like who's queer and who gets to write like a story like this. Not here. I'm not trying to. Um and I feel like that could be a little misconstrued earlier and right now. But like yeah, I don't want to gatekeep any of that. Um I'm just asking like for authors to be more aware of the content that they're writing and of the characters that they're putting out into the world. This one didn't do all the transitions either. Man, I really thought I had like all of this all set and I was super super excited to show all the transitions, but then I guess, you know, didn't work. Okay. So, here are some harmful tropes to look out for, and I realized that the main one that I should have put here, queer coding villains. Do not make all your villains gay. Do not, please. Like, don't, don't, don't make all your villains gay. Don't make all your villains queer. Do not like play into the harmful trope of like, oh, um, like this villain, he's so fabulous and he has better fashion sense than the main character. So he's obviously the villain. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You would not, you would be really, really surprised by how many villains have been queer coded by their animators, by their authors, by their writers, by etc. As many people as you can possibly think. Um, what this shows is that you always think of queer people as the villain, as you always think of like people with identities other than like the main characters as the villains, as bad people. So like please don't, please don't. If you think that you're gonna be edgy or like you just really want your villain to be queer, give them a good reason. Because I feel like there's a lot more harm this trope has done than good. So yeah, please, please, for the love of God, I'm begging you. Okay, so on to the slide. Yeah, so some harmful tropes to look out for: making your queer characters robots slash aliens. Going along with the villains, it suggests that queer folk are not human because of their identity. Yeah, not great, not great. We're all human. Now, if you're like a queer person and you're like, I'm fine with that trope because I like what sets me apart, then that's fine. Then that is for the queer person to say, but if you're not, then like consider making them human. Please. Um Making your story all about sex. No. Queer children exist, queer preteens exist. Queerness is not all about sex. Is being straight all about sex? No. Here, I'm gonna go check on the comments really quick um while I'm gonna go to the next slide. All right, Sarah says, "Hey Haley, hey Sarah, all good. You're welcome." Sherry says, "I posted this on Discord. I can see your PowerPoint." Good, awesome, awesome, cool. Oh, thank you, Devin, for posting my Instagram. Thank you, thank you. Nikki says, "Hey everyone, you can turn off deep focus mode and it won't kill your tree or plants." That's great, Nikki. We're not doing the forest app here. This is a presentation on writing queer characters. So, but that's really good. That's really good for you. Good. That's great. What does I stand for? So yeah, so Nikki, you can definitely do your own research. A lot of really great websites are the Trevor Project, and in particular for writers, there's LGBTQ Reads. I typically stands for intersex. Sarah says, I always 100% include queer characters in my stories. Thank you, Sarah. Yes. Yay. And Amber gives a heart. Oh, thank you so much, Amber. Thank you. Hi, Keelan. Hey, Haley. Definitely gonna have to rewatch from the beginning. Just on the phone with my sister, but super looking forward to this presentation. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so if anybody has any other questions in the chat, please let me know. Please let me know. I'm actually gonna take like 2 minutes to grab some vitamin water because I forgot to bring it over here. So everybody take like 2 minutes to grab a snack to, stretch. Everybody please stretch. Hydrate. Hydrate's a big one. And yeah, all right, be back in 2. All right, I'm back. I hope everybody took that opportunity to hydrate and stretch and everything. Please let me know. Yeah, please let me know. All right, so we're going to move on. And like I said before, definitely pop your questions, pop your comments, and everything in the chat. Yeah. All right, let's move on. So, where were we? Where did we leave off? Yep, harmful tropes. Okay. So, if you are not a queer author, and if you are a queer author, everybody, please use sensitivity readers to your advantage. You might want specific sensitivity readers for like looking out for specific tropes in your book, looking out for specific identities in your book, whatever. They're there to help, not harm your manuscript. I feel like there's a lot of stigma around sensitivity readers, and people way more versed in using sensitivity readers than me have already made tons and tons of really, really great guides out there. So if you're afraid of a sensitivity reader, don't be. They are there to help you. And they may even catch like a lot of not a lot, but like microaggressions and everything that you miss, even if like you've done 100% of your research, even if you are queer, even if you've like asked friends and everything. Yeah, sensitivity readers, they're amazing no matter what. Wow, Haley, that was a lot. What's next? I forgot I made this slide. um, Actually, I think now would be a good time to like pause for questions if anybody has them. Wow, I guess I'm just gonna crack myself up. Yeah, so that was a lot. What's next? Well, basically, please include queer characters in your stories. Research, research, research. I cannot stress this enough. Seriously, please do your research. Do not make this PowerPoint do all the work for you. If you go into your next writing being like, hey, I'm gonna write this identity based off everything that Haley said in her PowerPoint, well, like, great on one level, but don't just use my PowerPoint to inform your writing at all. Like, don't, please. Yeah, do your research, do your research, do your research. You seem to have a lot of don'ts in this. Yes, unfortunately, I feel like this PowerPoint does have a lot of do not do this, do not do that in it. But that's pretty much because ultimately the queer community has seen a lot of harmful stereotypes from authors slash books. There has been a lot of there have been, oh, excuse me, I'm hiccuping now. There have been a slew of unfortunately very transphobic books lately, and I'm sure that everyone's seen J.K. Rowling's comments on the trans community and on the queer community. And that's pretty much the reason why this has a lot of don't do this, because we've seen like a lot of just bad news from authors, and we really don't want anyone to perpetuate those stereotypes, which is why it's so important to know what you're writing about and how you're writing about it before you start writing. Remember, do it for the children. This wasn't supposed to sound as memey as I made it sound, as meme as I made it sound. But so including queer rep means, and I guess this is specifically for like the YA authors like me. But including queer rep means so much to the kids who are just discovering and exploring their identities. It means so much. Including queer rep also means a lot to adults who are discovering their identities too. And basically, what I'm trying to say here is that queer people are a part of life. We're not going away. So why shouldn't your stories include us? And hey, here are my sources. If anyone wants, if anyone wants to, do a screenshot of that, let me know. Let me know. And hey, I also might do a video on this sometime myself, just like a really, not in a really short one, but like medium sized video, maybe even make it a series on my channel. So yeah, if there's any interest for that, I would love to hear that. So yeah, just let me know what you all think in the comments, and you can check out the other sprints that are happening today. Pretty sure it's just sprints left for the Authortube virtual retreat. They're all down in the description box below. So please check those out. Oh no, and I forgot to take away the subtitle slide. Oh, that's so sad. All right. Yeah. So thanks everybody. Yeah, please let me know what you think of the presentation, of the points that I made. Any questions that you have. Any queer people in the chat want to talk about their own experiences with writing. You don't have to. You definitely don't have to if you don't want to. But like I said, I'm only one person. I do not have the definitive experience, the end all be all for anyone except for myself. Yeah. So please let me know in the chat. Here, maybe I'll go on YouTube and I'll see if any comments have loaded. Let's see. YouTube. Do. Looks like I am all caught up, but that's okay. That is okay. Awesome. So yeah, anybody just let me know any of your other thoughts. Let me know what else, you know, gosh, I cannot speak today. Whoo, hoo, hoo, hoo. Yeah, any questions, any comments? I do feel like I've been doing these PowerPoints like I'm teaching a class, but that's only because I've been teaching a lot, everybody. I've been teaching a lot. So please. Yeah, yep. Well, I don't really know what else to talk about here, to be honest. I don't really know what else to say, but I hope everybody enjoyed this. And I'm pretty sure that next up is a sprint. Let me look real quick on the virtual writing retreat page on their. Okay, what's today? December 6th? Yeah. Whoop, it's gonna start. No, 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 please don't start. Want to see the playlist. So, looks like there is the next sprint in 15 minutes. Oh, so at 6 o'clock. Cool. Awesome. And that is going to be on Life with Layla. Life with Layla. Her channel. Let me pop the link in the chat for everybody. There you go. That is the next sprint for everybody to go to. I think I am the last workshop that's happening today, which is still pretty cool. Yeah, so what did everybody else think of all the workshops today? What did everybody else think of my workshops today? Ha ha ha. Well, I do think that I am going to end this year, and I think, note to self, I'm going to have a co-host next time, because let me tell you, everybody, it's very, very hard to like be up here just by myself and be like, hey, hello, I'm talking. I feel like it's much easier when like comments are coming in really, really fast and I'm like addressing them too. So yeah, yeah. All right. So I do think that I'm going to end the broadcast here. Everybody check out that link for Life with Layla's last sprints and chit chat, I think it says. I will be popping in. So, and you know what? I'm even going to try and do some writing today too, because I've been watching a lot of TV and Netflix, and I feel like I just need to get my creative juices flowing. Well, okay. I'll see you all later. Don't forget to check out the links down below for the Authortube virtual retreat links and also my links. Pretty sure I have my links down below, or you can, always subscribe to my channel, please. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm like 50 away from 200, so it means so much to me if you subscribed and got me to 200 before the end of the year, which is a wild goal, but hey, you never know. All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to end it here. So bye, everybody, and thanks for watching. Oh, and my video schedule for me personally, I post videos 2 times a week. So Monday and Friday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So tomorrow I have a cool little video coming out that's going to be all about it's going to be all about what I read in November and my December TBR. So please check that out. All right. I'm going to go, everybody. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye.